Simply Rustic by Stayman & Sons, and today we're going to be building up and reviewing this. The Lumberjack BS340 14-inch bandsaw with stand. So, without further ado, let's get it out of the box and start building. So we've got everything out on the bench. This looks like it's going to be a much easier build-up than the rest of the tools we've got. The bandsaw's down there out of view, but it's basically built. All we're going to need to do is put the top on, the fence, and the legs. So it seems fairly simple to build up. Now, there wasn't any instructions in the box. I don't know if that's an oversight or if it's so simple to build you really shouldn't need any. Either way, it does look like a fairly simple build. These Allen key bolts here, there's enough of those to correspond with the top bolts which go into the bandsaw itself, and these small bolts here with the 10mm nuts, there's enough for all the bracing points to go between each of the legs. So I'll start putting these on now. Well, that was the really easy bit. Now we're going to try and get this onto the bandsaw. Now, if you've seen my other big tool reviews, I've done that by fixing the legs and lifting it up. I don't think that's going to be possible with one person. These legs, they're not as sturdy as the planer thicknesser and the table saw, purely because they bolt all the way down, whereas this is not really fixed until it's on the bandsaw. There is some play and some movement, so I have to be really careful when I'm lifting this one up. So, because the legs are splayed out, you can't actually do it on the floor, so doing this on your own is quite tricky, hence me half balancing it on the polystyrene first. I'm almost certain there will be an easier way, and you guys are going to tell me about it in the comments and make me look like an absolute prize idiot. If I did have two people, which is recommended, then it will be easy to lay it on the end of my workbench with these just hanging off the end, and that would make life so much easier. But lifting this up there on my own is just not something I'm going to be able to do. So I've put the miter saw in what's going to be, I think it's forever for now, home, just at the end of my miter saw bench there. Did I say bandsaw or miter saw? So I've put the bandsaw in what I think is going to be its forever for now-ish home, which is just at the end of the miter saw table. We may have one problem. You see this piece of wood here? This is a very high-tech, job-specific piece of equipment. It's actually a clip for my camera for when I'm doing shots going down the bench. I'm hoping it's not going to be in the way. If it is, I'm going to have to take it off, but let's get the rest of the bandsaw built and we'll see. we've just got the fence to fasten on now, and then we're almost ready for a test run. So I'm just setting the fence up for accuracy now. I noticed when I put the digital caliper on it, it was about 3 or 4 mil out. But underneath your runner here, there is some, they're just like wing nuts, so you can loosen them off. And then we're just bringing that, just remove the whole thing. So basically I set my calipers to 50 mil, dropped it on the guide here at 50 mil. You could see there was a discrepancy between the two, so just shifted that over now. And don't forget to always allow for the blade as well, because my caliper's on the outside of the blade, where your wood that you're cutting is going to be on the inside of the blade. I'll have the pretty light on since I've got it. Let's do a test cut. So we're going to just do some free cutting now, just to see how well it handles in the turn. I'm really happy with that. So, final overview of the Lumberjack bandsaw. Pros. The fence was easy to adjust. It was out. When I first tightened it up, it was out, but it was very easy to adjust. It's just wing nuts and just tap it over. So that was a nice, easy, and once that's adjusted, it's really accurate. Done a few test cuts with it, and it's bang on. There's a nice handy little drawer down there for keeping blades or whatever you feel like putting in. Also a little inspection window. Another pro, the fact that these doors open separately means if you get a problem halfway through a cut and you're not going to have to stop, take everything off, open the doors up, you can access everything just from the top or the bottom, which I just think is much easier, and one of the reasons that I chose this bandsaw. There are a couple of tiny cons, but nothing to to write home about. I've already mentioned the mitre gauge. The mitre gauge is perfectly good, and I think it is only the fact that I've got the table saw with its big, sturdy cast iron, mitre gauge, and this just feels a little bit flimsy in comparison. But without that comparison, and me now poisoning your mind into thinking you've now got that comparison, the mitre gauge is perfectly good. There is nothing wrong with it whatsoever. It is only because in comparison, it's not as good as the table saw one. Another niggly con, nothing, it's not worth mentioning, but I'm going to, just for an honest review, is the light. Like any flexi light, it kind of, if you keep it down, it's moving. Once you get it in place, are you really going to use it that much? I've got loads of overhead lighting. It is nice to have something pointing directly on your work. there you go, I've managed to get it to stay in one place. But, you know, sometimes it doesn't do what you want it to do, like every other flexible light on the planet. But other than that, I mean, it's great. You know, it's easy to use, it was easy to set up. It didn't come with any instructions, and I'm assuming it should have come with instructions. But even an idiot like me managed to build it without instructions. So I'm glad I went for the bigger one. The biggest one that they do cheaper bandsaws, they do smaller bandsaws, they do tabletop bandsaws, but I wanted this one. I love having a cast iron top. My table saw's got me addicted to cast iron now. I want everything to be cast iron because it's just so nice and flat and true to use. So I am glad I went for the biggest one, mainly because I think I would have regretted getting the tabletop one when I came to doing a few bigger projects. Everything I've got to do at the minute that I need a bandsaw for, I could have done on a smaller tabletop, but I would have hated to have got to a day in the future and thought I've just wasted my money because now I need to go out and buy a bigger bandsaw. And I'm confident that this bandsaw is going to last me quite some time. I'm happy with how it is, the size that I've got. It's, I think it's going to be a good addition to the shop. Guys, if you have enjoyed the video and the review of the Lumberjack bandsaw, then please do hit that subscribe button and don't forget to click the bell notification button so you get notified when the new videos come out. We do have a few more tools to review, but then after that, I have got an upcoming video where I'm going to be building my 8x4 workstation with quadruple flip tops and built-in dust extraction with power takeoff. This is going to be my biggest project so far and the centre point of the entire workshop. I'm excited about it. I hope you guys are excited about it. So don't forget to smash the subscribe button and hit the bell notification so you can get notified when we start building that absolute monster. See you soon, guys. Not entirely sure that I want to admit to this. And I could just let Lumberjack take the blame. But I have just walked over to where the pallet was, what the bandsaw was delivered on, and where I dragged it over here from earlier before making this video, and found this. Yeah. On the plus side, I built it without. Yay me! See you soon, guys.